Right now, DNR specialist Jeff Pritzl is live with us this morning to talk about the beginning of the season. Hey, good morning, Jeff.
Hey, good morning, Justin.
A busy time of year is about to get underway for you. We're excited. Let's talk first about my favorite thing, weather. No tracking snow out there right now. What role do you think weather is going to play as we go through this weekend, Jeff?
Well, weather can play a big role, but fortunately, we're not looking at a storm until maybe towards the end of the weekend and Monday. But if we can't have snow, at least kind of a light wind and cool and crisp. So I think we'll take that. We're predicting a south wind, which works good for the place I'm going to be sitting tomorrow morning. So I'm looking forward to it.
Do hunters think it's ever too warm? I know that preservation of the deer matters too. You don't want it really mild, right?
Well, there's two reasons. And as you mentioned, taking care of the animals quickly so it doesn't spoil gets harder, if it's warm. I mean, we've had times where it's 60 degrees, and that's challenging. The other issue there is that the deer are getting ready for winter, and they're wearing their winter coat. And so when it's that warm, imagine yourself, you're not going to be very active when it's that warm. And so cooler conditions make it more comfortable for the deer. They're more likely to move. So if we're going to be below freezing tomorrow morning, that's great. It's going to get up to 40-ish. Don't let it get any warmer than that.
I hear you. Do you know how many licenses have been sold so far, Jeff?
Well, we're tracking pretty close to last year. Last year, we saw a little bit of elevation because of the pandemic and more people getting outdoors, which is great. We're curious to see if that's going to sustain this year. It's not quite tracking like last year. We're about 2% behind where we were at this point last year, but we're still talking 570,000 people that are going to be out there this weekend. A lot of folks buy their license today. So there's been years where we've sold 100,000 deer licenses on Friday before the opener.
Wow. Okay, so that number obviously subject to change. What are you hearing from hunters as we head out into the opener here? Are they excited? Is there anything that's got them worried at all?
Well, right now it's all about excitement. This is the period of time where it's anticipation. I mean, one of the cool things about deer hunting is that it can touch every emotion that we can feel. And right now it's all about anticipation. Hoping that this weekend or over the next 9 days, a memory is going to be created that'll last a lifetime. Tomorrow, there'll be a whole spectrum of elation to excitement to sadness and some boredom probably in some cases.
I believe it. All right, I can hear the excitement in your voice, Jeff. I got to ask what you will be doing for an opening weekend starting tomorrow.
Well, my vehicle's packed. Shortly after this, I'm going to be heading north. The house smells like pasties right now because I've got them baked and ready for deer camp. And I'm spending opening weekend in the North Woods with a whole bunch of other, deer hunters that will be doing the same thing. And then later in the week, I'll be hunting down here closer to home. And so I get a little bit of both, a little Northwoods experience and a little bit of farmland experience.
I know you've spent some time with Emily Deem in the past, too. We have a photo. Emily actually put up a photo on social media this morning, which we can show, too, of your... Emily, you were with Jeff, weren't you?
Jeff, look at 2012.
2012, wow.
This picture is from 2012. I would spend many opening weekends with Jeff Pritzl. It was so much fun. I mean, the memories, like you were talking about, Jeff, the emotions. That day was the day after opening day at registration station. That's when people brought their deer to get registered. And Jeff, we would just hang out. We'd have fun. Our former camera guy, Chris, he was always there. I'd always tell him, okay, Chris, we're getting up at midnight and we're going to head out here. And it's like, all right, let's do it. And Jeff, you were always willing to join us early for the fun. It was such a great time.
Well,
Do you remember that?
It was great fun. And I've always appreciated, Fox 11 has covered the great outdoors in Wisconsin for so many years. And this is one of the pinnacles. And it was great to be there. And I do miss that part. I mean, there's a lot of good advances we've made that makes deer registration more convenient and more accurate and with better data. But the reunions we used to have on that weekend, a lot of people do miss that, myself included. And so new traditions need to develop, and things do change.
That's true. Last question for you, Jeff. What about donating when it comes to the harvest? Are hunters still able to do that?
Yeah, we do have a formal deer donation program, which is really a great aspect of hunters being able to share the harvest with those that are in need and less fortunate. And that venison goes to food pantries, food banks throughout the state, and there's an organized system to do that. And that's wonderful. There's also a lot of just behind the scenes donation and share, maybe not donation, but sharing that there's a lot of people that appreciate venison that don't hunt themselves or don't have access to it. And so in a lot of parts of the state, and especially the farmland, we have bountiful opportunities. So hunters, can consider taking an extra deer in those counties where we're trying to do some deer management and population control, and then donate that deer or share it with friends and family.
That's true.
Everybody 18 years of age and up, once today is over, will be eligible for booster doses.
It's like a one-stop shop at Appleton's clinic inside the former Best Buy location. The COVID-19 vaccination effort there means you could get your first or second dose of either Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson shot.
One of the things we were hearing from people in our community is that they were having trouble finding a place to get vaccinated and to get tested. And so we wanted to make sure that we provided a steady resource in the community that was clearly free and open to everybody.
And that's not all. Booster shots are also available there to those currently eligible.
You can come and get your kids vaccinated, or you can come and get your booster shot. And if you haven't gotten vaccinated, to get vaccinated as well.
And that's really what we're learning about the COVID vaccine, is that it is effective right away, and it will be more effective when we add these booster doses.
Some states began putting booster shots in the arms of all adults already, eligible or not, even before the CDC gives the green light. Wisconsin was not one of them.
We knew that once the FDA and the CDC announced this week that they were going to be moving forward with this decision, we thought it was appropriate to follow the best expert guidance nationally, and so that's what we're going to do here.
Even with offering booster shots on top of the first and second dose of any COVID-19 vaccine, DHS says supply is not an issue.
We have plenty of vaccine available in this state, plenty of vaccine available in the country, and we should have plenty for everybody who is eligible for a booster dose.
So we are in the busiest kitchen in town. Did you know they are serving dinner 365 days a year to those who want a hot meal? On the weekends, they're serving lunch and dinner, even on the holidays too. And you know what's coming up, Thanksgiving. Janet is over here getting the turkeys ready for the big meal that they have. Hey, you guys, that's just one thing that they need out here for their meal. The turkey, obviously the main dish, but there are a lot of other items. Carrie Watt is here with me this morning to talk about what else is needed. I feel like there are so many places, they still need a lot of items for their Thanksgiving meals, because you're serving both lunch and dinner coming up on Thursday.
Correct. And it's dine in or carry out. So someone could come to our to-go window and say, I need 10 to-go meals. So we are in need of styrofoam, 3-compartment containers, to-go containers, paper towel, napkins, silverware, things like that.
Are you looking for plastic utensils like forks and spoons,
yes,
knives?
Plastic silverware. Another thing that we could use, believe it or not, is sugar.
And why is that? Is it just because of people maybe having it with their coffee or what you're cooking?
Yes, we use it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Every single day. So sugar is a hot commodity here.
Okay, a lot of other items that we have here, tell me about that, could be used for Thanksgiving or just every day.
Everyday meals. To-go fruit cups. We have to, with our meal, serve a fruit and a vegetable. 1 cup of fruit, 1 cup of vegetables. So we make sure that the to-go meals get the little fruit cups. It's a lot easier for people to transport those, especially if they're on maybe a bike or walking with multiple meals.
We were talking about when you serve these meals, a lot of people may think, oh, it's just, for the homeless that are coming in. You serve it to anyone.
Right. We serve meals to anybody in the community in need of a hot meal. They don't have to be homeless. In fact, some people may be trying to decide, am I going to buy food or am I going to pay my electric bill, pay a medical bill? And this way they can come in to our cafeteria or get meals to go if they're not comfortable in a crowded space.
I have to say, you guys, they never shut down. You think about COVID, you think about everything that has happened. Carrie and Janet, you said, no, we kept serving meals through that whole entire time.
Correct.
You just served them a different way.
Correct. We had to adjust with what was happening in our community right now with COVID. We made things happen. We put up plexiglass and we served everything to go. That way, people were still getting fed, especially people that used to maybe be donating food here, who were then coming up to us for help. And we like to say we not only serve food here, but we serve hope. And that's really important for people to know that there's someone to lean on when times are tough.